what an exciting night it has been since yesterday. And since we have gotten access to these incredible published by a doctor in the World Journal of Pharmaceutical and Medical Research, about 7 of our different products. And the minute I started reading them, I was like, oh my gosh. So here's really, for those of you who don't know what a white paper is, right? Because I didn't know what it was till a couple of years ago. A white paper is what doctors use to establish a very credible product that has been peer reviewed by other doctors. So when something gets published in a journal of medicine, it means that the ingredients used are have massive efficacy. It means that the ingredients used do what they say they do in your body, right? Because if they didn't, the doctor would not be able to actually publish it. So that's the purpose. It takes a long time to get an article published in these journals. And now we have 7 of them. So we're going to talk a little bit about the benefit, and we're going to have a couple of our gals and are going to come on and talk about the doctors they've worked with in the past and why is this important. Now, with that being said, will the majority of you be working with doctors? Probably not. I mean, I have in the past a few, but not many, right? So here's what it's going to do for you. It's just going to give you that extra piece of credibility. When people say, well, why is your product different than my product? Well, we have published articles saying that our product works. First of all, when they say, should I tell my doctor? Do I need to go to my doctor before I take these products? Well, you can, but here's what a doctor had to say in a published pharmaceutical and medical research journal about our products. It's going to give people that ease of taking our product, that it's going to not be something a doctor or their doctor would look funny at, right? When people say, how do I know it is what you say it is? How many people have you heard say, well, just because you say it doesn't mean it's necessarily true? Well, that's true. We live in a world where social media and television and people say ridiculous things all the time that are not true on social media and on the news and on TV and on billboards. And, so how do you actually know it's true? Well, if it's in a medical journal published by a doctor, there's your credibility piece. So how many times have you heard people say, where's the proof? Well, there it is. Now I am going to say this. So we have had this APL Go product guide that Mary Esther, she's a naturopath and she wrote it, and it's 500 pages long about all of our ingredients, and it's an incredible book. But is it not that easy to share? Right? You can't be like, hey, come on over and spend an hour with my cool science book, right? You can't. Now, a lot of the information in these papers is actually the same information that's in here that we've already known. It's just that now it's published by a doctor, right? How many times have you ever heard somebody say, if this product is so great, how come I've never heard about it before, right? Have you guys heard that one? Yes, we all have, right? Now here's my new answer. Oh, I wasn't aware that you read the World Journal of Pharmaceutical and Medical Research magazine. Well, now go look it up and you will have heard about it. How credible do I sound when I can say, oh, you don't know about our product? What? You must not read the pharmaceutical medical research journals. Like, right? It's going to be amazing when you guys see even just the looks on your face, on some people's faces, when you say that we have a doctor published, it's incredible. So I'm going to show you guys, first of all, where to find these papers. Okay. So I'm going to do screen share. And in our Facebook page, okay, here's our Facebook page. And let me get rid of this and get rid of that. Okay. So here's our Facebook page. We have the about section. We have the discussion, which is what pops up automatically because it's the feed. And then we have a section called guides. If you haven't been back here, you should come back here. The science behind APL Go, all of our how-to tutorials and videos. We've got our video library, prospecting, a bunch of different PowerPoints that you can use if you're looking to do presentations. Here's many PowerPoints you can use the slides from, all about our compensation plan. Anyway, all about the skincare down here at the bottom. Guide number 11, doctor published white papers. They are all listed right here. Okay, let's click on one. Let's click on BRN. Okay, let's click on brain. Okay, here is the link to the actual medical journal. Okay, the rest of this is just screenshots that I took of the medical journal. It's possible when people ask me for this, depending on who it is that's asking, I might just send them the front page. That might be enough for them to get everything they need to about this journal. But if you want to send them the whole article, you just send them that link. It'll take them to a page that looks like this, which is the World Journal of Medical Research. Okay. Down here, it says full text article. You click on that button and it takes you, it will download directly into your little downloads folder. Down here at the bottom, here's the article. So I click on it and it pops up the whole article. Okay. So in this article, oops. Okay. In this article, you'll see the beginning of it. You'll see the content, it'll talk about the benefits at the front. It'll say the conclusions at the bottom. And it's got all of the published articles they used to validate what they're saying. Okay, so let's come up to the top. If somebody wants to know and they're not specific about one product, this is always the product that I would send, because it says right here, the Accumulate SA technology is comprised of 3 processes. Well, there is no one else in the world that owns the Accumulate SA technology. It is clearly written about our product. Now, a doctor cannot write a specific product published paper, because then that's selling, and doctors don't sell, right? They're informing through medical journals the efficacy of these ingredients and products, but clearly he's talking about us. Now, we know this product is BRN because it's talking about cognitive clarity. But if you were ever unsure and you saw the article and you didn't know quite which one it was about, just start going through the ingredients, because in our catalogs, right? In our catalogs, we have a list of ingredients for every product. So you just compare this list of ingredients to the one in that particular journal article. So I love this one. I mean, when you read these and you see what it says, it's pretty mind-blowing. And it's stuff that I think a lot of us knew, but now we can say it out loud. Now, with that being said, I don't recommend you go and start posting all this medical terminology or the word disease or anything like that especially not on social media. However, it will keep the FTC from coming after any of our presentations if we do happen to say the word allergy or disease or gut health or some, these medical terms we're not supposed to say. The fact that we're published in a medical journal now allows us to say a lot of things that other companies cannot say. Okay. Look at the commercials. I see some of these pharmaceutical commercials and they're all ridiculous. I go, who would take a product for toe fungus that the side effect is death? Like, really? Who does that, right? Well, a lot of people do. And the reason they can say toe fungus as a disease is because they have been published that whatever ingredient chemical they use does heal or cure it, right? Well, we can't say that about our products. Well, can we now? Yeah. Would I? No, I'm still not going to push the envelope like that, but this is what I do recommend you do. I'm going to do a screen share on a couple of our white papers. So here's one on, this one is for GROW, GRW. I suggest you go to these white papers, read them, and in red, underline and circle anything that you think amazing. Okay. So on GROW, I think these things are pretty amazing. I think the fact that it says normal metabolic balance, cough, cold, bronchitis, for respiratory, collagen building, antifungal, minimizes the risk of cancer. What? Seriously, it says that in this paper. So again, I'm not going to go publish that out in the world, but if I have the paper in front of me while I'm talking and somebody were to say, well, do your products help with cancer? I'll say, I don't know, but here's what our published article in the World Journal of Pharmaceutical Research says. Because that's not me saying it. I'm not a doctor, but I'm pointing to something that somebody else said, and it's credible because it's published. Does this make sense? Are you starting to see the benefits of what we have here? Now in GRW, this one does say these lozenges offer multiple benefits to the consumer. These lozenges, okay? So when these papers were written, I don't know if you know, well, you'll notice at the bottom of all the research papers, there's numbers. It's because when they were published, they were all published in one big article, all of them in this one after another. So one says accumulate SA, one says lozenges, one says something else, one says, right? So you have to realize we separated them all for ease of sharing, but when they were written, it was all one large article or one large paper. And the cool thing about that is that if you string them all together, there's no doubt in anyone's mind, they are talking about our company and our products specifically. All right, so I'm going to stop share on that one and do another share on one more because I just think it's incredible. The other thing I want you to notice is that index terms, okay? Index terms means that the publisher of these papers assign it terms in an index, meaning if somebody were to go to the World Journal of Research and search for something specific, and they were to type in one of our terms, our papers will pop up. Okay, how cool is that? So keep an eye on the terms because this is also something you can easily point to and look at the look on people's faces when they see some of the terms that are used and where these journals are all filed. So with that being said, I would like to call up, we have a couple of gals that actually have worked with doctors for years and years, and I would like to hear from them what they think this white paper will do for their business. Sherry, did you want to start?
Yeah, I didn't even know you were going to call me. That is really
for as long as I've known you.
I have to tell you, you guys, this is my niche. I have been praying for something like this to happen. And one of the things that I was told a long, long time ago, wow, if you had somebody that would do a white paper on this, that'd be great. So we did. We had several things that we could have in previous companies done a white paper on, but it's so expensive. And then to do the study and have the doctor stay with it throughout the whole entire process was like, sometimes it was 5 years. It didn't happen. And Ruth knows this. So it was incredible I got to tell you, I had goosebumps yesterday. Immediately, I called Dr. Lucas and I go, you are not going to believe my dream came true. And he goes, what? And I told him about, one of the papers, and he called me at 9:30 last night, he and his wife in the hot tub, and all they wanted to do was discuss these white papers and how important they are. And I only had one at the time. Now having all 7, he is over the moon. And here's his words. This is the ammunition that you need to knock down every single doctor that you have on your list. The ammunition you need. That's coming from an Alaskan, you guys.
I love it. I love it.
I am so excited about this. Thank you, Ruth, so much. And thank you, Tina, for putting this all together too.
You bet. All right.
And by the way, I will, because this is such a niche of mine and I do know how to talk to these professionals, I will at any time help you with them if that's what you need. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. I know I've got team members already contacting me for appointments this week. So This is my deal, you guys. I love it. I mean, I don't mean it's my deal. I mean, it's just, I've been waiting a long time for this.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Tina.
You are so welcome. All right, Ruth, I just saw you. Are you able
I can unmute.
excellent.
Great.
So before you get started, I just want to say, if it weren't for Ruth, we would not have these white papers. It was her doctor contact, who's a part of her team, who is the one who is the author of these papers. And he was the one that saw the amazing ingredients and said, yeah, I would back this.
Perfect. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, I have had people all day long calling and asking me to give them information to get in touch with Dr. Ventnor. That cannot happen. I'm sorry, you cannot get access to him. And that's just the way it is. I am sure at some point he will be doing some public Zooms that everyone will be invited to. Tina will be made aware and host those. The things that are important here is that, number one, when anybody writes a white paper, and you guys don't have to use white paper, that's just a name. Another good name is a medical research paper. That actually carries a little bit more weight with non-professionals, a medical research paper. So if you want to use those terms, that actually might get you in the door with spa owners, salon owners, non-professionals, but people that are professional in their field. And the reason that's important is that a white paper or a medical research paper cannot be written without facts and the footnotes to back up those facts. And it has to be written in a very specific form, which all of these are. And as Tina told you, it cannot mention a company and it cannot mention a name. The reason for that is it looks like it's pay to play. So the company, it can't just go out and hire a doctor and physically pay them to write a paper for their product, because then it looks like a doctor is being paid to do something, which they are, and it looks really bad. It basically nullifies your credibility. So when you see there is one other company out there that has, quote, white papers, but it mentions the name of the company and it mentions the name of the product, that automatically nullifies that paper and that research in other medical professionals' eyes. So I've already had people saying, well, why doesn't it say our company name? Why doesn't it say the product outright? That is why. This gives you beyond organic credibility. If that, and I kind of like that saying, because we are beyond organic. This is beyond credibility in every sense of the word. There is an 8th one that is being published immediately, and the others, they're going to take some time. It took him 16 months to write these. He did not believe, and that's why I never said anything to anybody, because when we first started talking about this, he said, it's going to take 2 to 5 years to get these published. And when he was told they could be published, he, I think, was just as shocked as I was when he told me. But the reason is, our peer-reviewed ingredients have so many reviews on them already, proven the efficacy and that they work, that they were just published after 16 months. So Tina, I don't know if you want me to go into anything else. I don't know really what you want me to say.
Yeah, I think that was a great, excellent explanation. I know we don't want to stay online too long, but I know that you have randomly messaged a doctor or two with just a very simple sentence. And I thought you might want to share that with, and this is not random, meaning Ruth doesn't know these people. This means she has a doctor she knows from the past, and she sent him just a little blurb and they responded. So do you want to just say what that is?
Absolutely. I did have access to these a little bit sooner, to one of them, a little bit sooner than everybody else. And just put a little thing, a little 2-sentence blurb together to some doctors. And I said, if I could show you a product line that's new to the United States, but 10 years old and is proven, and you can use the white papers if you want, or with medical research papers that are published, and then you list the journal that they're published in, would you be interested in taking a look? Every single doctor that I have contacted has come back to me, and I will tell you this. One of them, all of you know, he's all over television, all over television. So I guarantee this will get you in the door. Do not be afraid to use this if you are a network marketer. I think I can, yeah, I can say this. I had somebody call me out of the blue that I haven't spoken to in a long time. He has been in this industry for a very long time. He's made about $15 million. He got sick and almost died, and his whole attitude changed, like really changed. Because the last time we talked, I told him never to call me again. I wasn't going to deal with his ego. Well, he wants me to call him here in a little bit. Because of the verbiage that I used with him that you all now have access to, he has a very good friend that all of you know or have heard of that is now looking to come out of retirement to do this because our products are that good. So in essence, what I'm saying is do not be afraid to use these to your advantage to go after anybody and everybody, but you only have a short amount of time. This is not something that you can show up and sit on your hands. The whole company is going to know about these very soon, and they're going to be blasted everywhere, folks. And then your element of surprise and being the first to the table is gone. So don't sit on your hands, get busy. You know, if there's ever a time to build, it's this week with this special. I know Tina was saying earlier, can I tell them what you told me about that we had 30 diamond packs sold today, 30 diamond packs on one team. So you guys can do the same. There's no reason that this team can't be the biggest team in the company with this information in the next 3 weeks that will catapult Tina and Kelly to mega ambassador and make many of us ambassadors seriously in the very short term. And I'm going to reiterate, please, for Tina's credibility, for my credibility, do not share these on any social media, on any website, on any blog at all. Not LinkedIn, not Facebook, not anything, not TikTok, nothing.
It's like when we started and we were in whisper launch. And remember how exciting that was? Because it was like we had this huge secret that no one knew about, and it just built the anticipation so much. It's the same thing. It's the same thing we've got here now. So we appreciate your help on that.
And Tina, I'd just like to thank you for all the help in getting us to where we are now with these. This has been fun.
You bet. You bet. Happy to get it done. I know how important this is. I know what this is going to bring to the table and where this is going to skyrocket APL Go when the word gets out. So thank you, Ruth. I know we have a couple doctors on with us. Is Dr. Arnell? I know you're very familiar with white papers, and in general, could you tell us just a little bit about how you feel? Oh, I'm going to make you co-host. Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning from the Philippines.
Yes, everybody, good morning. Thank you for the invites, and thank you for exposing me for this breakthrough products. Anyway, and the white paper, it's really very important for us to really document on your own little way your most sincerest experience on the product. Even if the way I look at it on a white paper, it's not only because of the scientific proof that every doctors, every researchers finds on the product, but most touching is us ordinary people, us ordinary users of the product really convey the sincerest effect on us. And that will really skyrocket that people can really feel, can really relate to you. even if you present them all this all of these discoveries that that our doctors and researchers are found about our product, it doesn't match the right and sincerest experience what we have on all the products. So to me, I always establish to my prospects, to my members, that you have to be sold on the product. If not, there's no sense of doing this business. There's no sense of sharing. You know, there's two ways. There are two people joining APL Go, for the product and for the business. I'm not a hardcore networker yet, but when I joined APL Go, I bought the whole 9 yards product just to try them on. When I tried it and then satisfied, I saw that APL Go is not just offering an improvement of product in the nutritional industry. They're changing the whole ballgame. They're changed everything from the delivery system, from the technology. Yeah, on the business side, there's a big, no, networkers knows the business side, but when I saw they're paying 0.63 cents for every dollar, that's really enough for me. Okay. But when I saw the product, how outstanding it is, and it's not something that you can compare to an improved product. That alone is already a big plus factor of doing APL Go, or even using APL Go DNA Plus. I've talked to Esther one time, and I asked Esther, what else is on this product? And she said, just merely the technology of combining the DNA ingredients of every botanicals that is already proven, plus the negative ion, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Even the stem cell industry that I have attended, even them, you know, the stem cell, this is the food of the stem cell. This is the food of the stem cell. We are not in competition with stem cell industry or stem cell nutraceutical products, but we can go in as saying this is even a food for stem cells. So you could just imagine how effective this would be to even you combine this to other nutritional products. This is far better, you know. So practically, on expenses side, I might just wait. I'm just going to buy this instead of buying other nutritional products. Anyway, this is far better, and this is more effective because it goes through my bloodstream than just taking an ordinary nutritional products. So to me, again, document you don't have to be professionally document what you've experienced. Just document it as sincere as possible, and that's the best thing on a white paper to me.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate that. I do know we have another doctor on with us, Dr. Vicky. Dr. Vicky, would you say a few words about how you feel about this company's products now having these white papers?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? And I am so excited when Ron Cooper, who brought me into the company, told me about this. I was just ecstatic. A little bit about my background. I'm a psychologist. I have a doctorate in psychology from Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I like to say New Jersey. And I was a tenured professor at Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. So I consider myself an academician and a researcher, and I put some other terms that we can use when we have an opportunity to talk about the research. So this is so exciting. And what's important is that, as we know, there's so much junk science and incorrect information on the internet. And many, I would say 80% of the products are not backed by any scientific studies or research or white papers or whatever you want to call it. And so I want all of you to fully understand this is legitimate. When I write, I have research published several. I have books, articles, technical reports, about 50 to 60 publications. It's very important when we say something, when we promote something, that we have the documentation to support what we're saying. However, I also appreciate what Dr. Arnell said in that there are different types of research. You want the scientific research. That's what this white paper is. Dr. Arnell was alluding to what we call anecdotal or qualitative research. In other words, what people have experienced. So I would ask all of you to consider, as we experience the product ourselves, as our customers and others experience the product, document it, because that is also legitimate. Now, of course, be careful, you don't want to use names. However, if people want to use their names, they can provide testimonials. However, I believe this is going to explode, and I am honored to be part of this organization. So thank you.
So much. Thank you, Dr. Vicki. Thank you for sharing. And of course, we do have a testimonials page, which is, you guys know, that's our DNA Drop testimony group. There's tons of testimonies in there. We will be loading the white papers into that page as well. So when you put your prospects into that page and they maybe research, MLS, and they get down to the bottom of the research, there's the research paper that they can click on and see it. We're not going to do it until they are more company wide. But for now, they are in our Team Go Extreme page, and that's where you can find them. If you were not on the call last night, we should go over which papers we have. MLS for gut health. We have GRW for immunity, hair growth, nail growth, vision. GTS for energy, endurance, and stamina. Brain for mental clarity, cognition, and focus. BTY for intrinsic beauty from the inside out, also for collagen. And did I miss one? Grow, GT, ALT for easy breathing. So those are the ones that we have
And Norm.
on. Oh,
And Norm.
NRM for metabolic blood sugar regulation and balance. So those are the ones that we have the papers on. You can find them all in our team page. And thanks for jumping on with you guys. Again, if I were you, I would read them all very carefully, highlight, underline the important phrases so that when you're talking to people, you have something easy that you can point right to the research and say, listen, you don't have to believe a word I say, but you can believe this doctor on this published research paper. So thanks for jumping on with me. Let me turn off the recording and answer some questions.